Hello, everybody. Guess what? I've got a book haul. I haven't done one in a couple weeks. um, there's a lot of good stuff in the freebie box at the library yesterday. I pretty much cleaned them out. I left a couple things that were just not interesting to me. Um, More like nonfiction political stuff. Yeah, not for me. Let's start with these because they are awkward. And this is all a selection of various puzzle books. So we have easy and fun variety puzzles. We have large print missing vowels. We have large print crossword special. Get that out of my hand. We have TV guide, magazine crossword puzzles. I used to do those when I used to get the TV guide. I haven't gotten that for years now, but I don't normally watch regular television. Then I got this whole selection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Wheel of Fortune puzzle books. It's one of these kind. It's similar to a crossword, I guess, but it gives you like this one is men's names. It gives you a whole list of names, and you got to fill them into the spaces where some of them are filled in. I don't know why some are gray. Does it tell why the gray ones are? Think of this puzzle like a word search, only in reverse. Rather than finding the words in the grid, your job is to fill them in. Words begin only from letters given in the shaded boxes, and they appear in a straight line, diagonally, horizontally, or vertically. They may appear forward or backward. When complete, every word will have been used, and the grid will have no empty squares. Okay, so I guess the shaded in boxes are the first letters. That must be going up then, because it doesn't work going that way. I was going to see if I could fill one in real quick, but, huh. Okay, I think I've got to fill one in. So I think this one is a diagonal backwards. And then that one down, 5 letters. 05. Oh, it could be Enoch or Ethan. What's this C one? Oh, that doesn't work. Unless it's Evan, and then M is just, and the C is a comb. I don't know. It'll take a while to figure that one out. Probably should have done it in pencil instead of pen. But anyway, there's a stack of those. Then here are some like mass market paperbacks. This one is called Blood is Thicker by Paul Langan and D.M. Blackwell. It says Bluford series at the bottom. I don't know anything about the series. Apparently Paul Langan is not only the author, but he's also the series editor. This is listed as like the 8th out of 10. So I don't know if you can read that. Tells you the other books in the series. But it sounds like it could be read as a standalone. I will have to look into it. I didn't realize it was like 8th in a series. It says Hakeem Randall can't take it anymore. First he learns that his father is sick and his parents can no longer afford their home. Then he must leave his friends at Bluford High and move to his uncle's house in faraway Detroit. Things go from bad to worse when Hakeem is forced to share a small bedroom with his moody and secretive cousin, Savon. Savon? It's only listed here once, so I don't know. Once childhood friends, the two quickly become enemies. Now they are ready to go to war with each other. and the outcome of their battle promises to change their lives forever. It's pretty short. It's only, 156 pages, so that won't take long to read. This one is called Dark Harvest by Karen Harper. I know she does a lot of mystery thriller types. This says romantic suspense. I put romantic suspense a lot of times in like the mystery thriller category, if it tends more towards the suspense part and less towards the romance part. I think that's where Karen Harper lands. Somebody stuck a sticker across the back of it. How do I read a description if they put a sticker over it? See, it's right across the bottom half of the description. Widower Luke Brand is a leader in the peaceful Amish community of Maple Creek. Oh, I've read one of her books before. She does tend to go more towards the suspenseful. Or at least in the other one she did. But now his people are under attack from unknown assailants. And the main target appears to be the children. Well, that's not cool. Although the community is reluctant to turn to the outside world for help, a particularly vicious assault leads Luke to the local police. If you know anything about the Amish community, they tend to stay away from the police. They kind of deal with things in their own way inside their community, and like the police and things are less likely to be involved. A policewoman, Kat Lindley, is running from the big city job that nearly got her killed and from the memories of the abused boy she failed to save. Now she agrees to undertake a dangerous masquerade within the Amish community, desperate to save Maple Creek's children. Together, Luke and Kat are determined to bring justice to the perpetrators while struggling to suppress the unspoken and forbidden feelings growing between them. But when the case takes a deadly turn, Kat must race to uncover the... And this is where the sticker is. I think it says menace that threatens the people she has grown to deeply respect. Luke becomes the next target. I think that's what it says. It's got to be pretty close based on the letters that are here. But it does sound interesting. Finding thrillers set in an Amish community is kind of interesting, because you got to learn about a whole segment of the population that a lot of people don't know much about. We have a lot of Amish communities in our area, and I still don't know much about them, other than they make fantastic baked goods, and if you want carpentry or furniture built, go to the Amish, because they do it by hand and they do it right, and it will last you forever, pretty much. This one is called The Coldest Fear by Deborah Webb. It says it's a Shades of Death novel. This is another freaking series that I picked up in the middle of. I hate that. Says the next novel is the fourth, so this must be the third. But does it list the other books in the series? No. It lists 3 other titles. The Blackest Crimson, No Darker Place, A Deeper Grave. This is The Coldest Fear, and The Longest Silence is the 4th. Way to confuse me, people. So I don't know. I don't know. It's from the Mira imprint, from Harlequin. They tend to be, yes, they're romantic suspense. Well, they're romance novels. This one is obviously a romantic suspense, but they tend to be more about building the relationships than about the actual romance itself, if that makes sense. A killer with nothing left to lose. Afraid or not, Detective Bobby Gentry has a monster to confront. The pain of losing her family and nearly her life to a criminal's vile hunger is still fresh, but now the landscape is different. Now she's not alone. Now she has Nick Shade to trust. Nick treats the terror of his past with vengeance. He's dedicated his life to hunting serial killers, and he'd give his last breath to save Bobby. When a string of killings bloodies Savannah's elite society and causes cold cases to resurface, Bobby is captured in a city more haunted than Nick's inescapable nightmares. And as the murderer strikes close, Nick and Bobby will need to become even closer if they're going to survive. Savannah, huh? Yes. Okay, now I really want to read this. Okay, reading the description of the next book, neither of these characters are listed. It's about two completely different. So I'm guessing this can probably go as a standalone then? I will read it as a standalone. It's set in Savannah. Savannah is a beautiful city. If you ever get a chance to go there, please go visit, because it is gorgeous, especially the historic district and the south side. South side, you have the bigger, newer homes, but they're beautiful. South side is also where like the malls and the big shopping areas are. The historic district, you've got the older, stately homes, and that's where you're going to find the museums and things like that. Savannah College of Art and Design is in the historic district, and that's why I lived there for 4 years, because I went to SCAD. I graduated there with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Photography with a minor in Art History, and then everything went digital. So I have expensive wallpaper. I seem to collect expensive wallpaper. Okay, and then they got 4 hardbacks that are of various types. This one is called Black for Remembrance by Carleen Thompson, and they're suggesting it for fans of Mary Higgins Clark. Back is completely blank. Let's see here. This is all bent up and it's hard to read. Okay. The killer watches as the little girl plays, then the child turns and meets their eyes meet. With a smile, the girl waves as she slowly walks forward. Caroline Webb knows what it means to lose the person you love most. 20 years ago, her 5-year-old daughter, Haley, was the light of her life, her treasure, her angel. Then came the terrible day when Haley was kidnapped from her favorite swing. More than a month passed before her burned, lifeless body was found. Oh, yuck. That sounds horrible. All that remained was the silence of Caroline's heartache and her guilt. Now, Caroline has started over with a new husband. She even has another precious daughter, Melinda. She thinks she has put the ghosts of her past behind her, but without warning, these ghosts once again start to echo in the night. Suddenly, Haley's favorite doll reappears. Strange murders rock the Webb small town. Ooh. Caroline even claims she has heard the voice of the little girl she lost all those years ago. Could Haley still be out there somewhere, somehow? Now a killer waits in the wings, waiting to make Caroline live her worst nightmare yet. Interesting! Oh, this author's from Parkersburg. That's just... Oh, wow, she taught at Rio Grande. I went to school at Rio Grande. Interesting! Oh, so many weird connections. Okay, so the author was born in Parkersburg, West Virginia, which is within like 45 minutes of my house. And remember, from my house, 20 minutes away is local, so 45 minutes is nothing, you know? She got bachelor's and master's degrees in English from Marshall in West Virginia. PhD in English from Ohio State. She taught at Rio Grande University. Wrong. It is not Rio Grande University. It is University of Rio Grande. Get it right, people. I went there. It's not Rio Grande University. It's University of Rio Grande. And it's Rio, not Rio. Rio rhymes with Ohio. She taught at Rio Grande in Ohio for 7 years. Now teaches part-time for Marshall. Lives in West Virginia with her dogs and cats. She was not there when I went there. It would have been cool if this would have been like a book from one of my professors, but no. I do have books from 2 of the professors that I had. This one sounds interesting. Loaded with mystery and suspense, Mary Higgins Clark fans take note. So they're saying if you like Mary Higgins Clark, you'll probably like that. Mary Higgins Clark's alright. She's kind of hit or miss for me. Some of her books were really great and drew me in, and other ones, a bit of a slug. So, hopefully it's based on one of the better Mary Higgins Clarks. This is Geek Girl by Holly Smale. International bestseller. Meet Harriet Manners, Geek Girl, Geek, International Supermodel? Question mark. And then it hits me like a metaphorical train or a hammer or a fist or something fast and heavy and absolutely inescapable. This is it. Modeling could transform me. I'd be someone else, someone different, someone cool. Because if I don't do something now, I'm going to be a geek forever. And things will never ever change unless I do. What's wrong with being a geek? I'm perfectly content being a geek. There's nothing wrong with geekdom. I consider myself geek, not nerd. I haven't gotten to that higher plane yet. Not trying to. I'm happy being a geek. Let's see. Harriet Manners is a geek. As if the Oxford English Dictionary on her nightstand isn't enough of a clue, there are also weird looks she gets at school and the way no one appreciates her extensive trivia knowledge. So when her friend Nat drags her along to a fashion show and Harriet is accidentally discovered by a modeling agent, she leaps at the chance to reinvent herself. Harriet isn't sure she'll ever learn to navigate the terrifying world of high fashion, at least not without falling off a runway and embarrassing herself in front of her gorgeous new co-star, Nick. But ready or not, she's about to learn whether she has what it takes to transform from geek to chic. Huh. I know why they took this one off the shelf. It's coming apart. But that's alright. I can read it, and if I don't want to keep it, I can either pass it on to my niece or pass it on to the little free library. Somebody else will give it some love, I'm sure. Somebody put a sticker on the front. Apparently somebody was selling it for $2 because it's got a $2 sticker stuck to it. So somebody was way overpricing their books at like a yard sale or something. This is Dewey's 9 Lives, the legacy of the small town library cat who inspired millions. Includes new Dewey stories and touching cat tales. This is by Vicki Myron with Brett Witter. Author of the #1 New York Times bestseller Dewey. I read a book about Dewey. I don't know if it's this one or if it was the one that they're mentioning at the top. 9 Lives, 9 Stories. Okay, so if this is different stories, then I haven't read this one. I must have read Dewey. If I remember correctly, it was a really cute book about a cat that lived in the library. One very special cat who inspired them all. 9 Lives, 9 Stories, one very special cat who inspired them all. Yvonne Barry and Toby and Dewey. A new tale featuring Dewey and how he touched the heart of a quiet woman after she lost her own beloved cat. Barbara Laginas? I don't know how to say this person's name. And Mr. Sir Bob Kittens. A spirited kitten brings back memories of Barbara's childhood with her beloved mother, the crazy cat lady of Fenton, Michigan. Michigan? I thought this was set out west. Or west of here, anyway. Spencer, Iowa. Okay. I was thinking it was, west of here. So when it said Michigan, I'm going, well, that's north. That's not west. Bill Bezenson and Spooky. A Vietnam vet with an undiagnosed PTSD rambles through life until one day a tiny black kitten literally falls into his lap and changes him forever. Glenn Albertson and Rusty and Dewey. A hard-working man with a full with a life full of twists, turns, and dark corners, finds new love and happiness after Rusty teaches him to let go of his anger and live in the moment like a cat. And more. And then it's got another $2 sticker. So whoever put the sticker on the front was charging the same amount that they paid according to the sticker on the back. Whatever. Dewey is a really cool cat. I remember reading the book. It's been several years. I don't know a whole lot of specifics, but he was a cool cat. And then this one is The Battle of the Crater by Newt Gingrich and William R. Forstchen. That guy. This is about a Civil War battle. Historical fiction, I believe. With The Battle of the Crater, New York Times bestselling authors Newt Gingrich and William R. Forstchen take readers to the center of a nearly forgotten Civil War confrontation. A battle that was filled with controversy and misinterpretation even before the attack began. Drawing on years of research, the authors interweave a complex narrative entwining the high aspirations of African American troops eager to prove themselves in battle and the anxiety of a president who knows the nation cannot bear a major defeat. June 1864. The Civil War is now into its fourth year of bloody conflict with no end in sight. The armies of the North are stalled in fetid trenches outside of Richmond and Atlanta, and the re-election of Abraham Lincoln to a second term seems doomed to defeat, a defeat that will set off the call for an end to the conflict, dismembering the Union and continuing slavery. Only one group of volunteers for the Union cause is still eager for battle. Nearly 200,000 men of color have swarmed the recruiting stations and are being mobilized into regiments known as the USCTs, the United States Colored Troops. General Ambrose Burnside, a hard-luck commander out of favor with his superiors, is one of the few generals eager to bring a division of these new troops into his ranks. He has an ingenious plan to break Fort Pegram, the closest point on the Confederate line defending Petersburg, the last defense of Richmond, by tunneling forward from the Union position beneath the fort to exploit its defenses. Burnside needs the USCTs for one desperate rush that might bring victory and the end of the war. The risks are high. Will Burnside be allowed to proceed, or will interference from on high doom his plan to failure? The battleground drama unfolds through the eyes of James Riley, famed artist, correspondent, and friend of Lincoln, who has been charged by the president to be his eyes and ears among men, sending back an honest account of the front. In doing so, he befriends Sergeant Major Garland White of the 28th USCT Regiment, an escaped slave and minister, preparing his comrades for a frontal assault that will either win the war or result in their annihilation. The Battle of the Crater is Gingrich and Forstchen's most compelling fact-based work yet, presenting little-known truths long forgotten in the files of correspondence and the actual court of inquiry held after the attack. The novel draws a new and controversial conclusion while providing a sharp, rousing, and harshly realistic view of politics and combat during the darkest year of the Civil War. This must-read work rewrites our understanding of one of the great battles of the war and the all-but-forgotten role played by one of the largest formations of African American troops in our nation's history. Well, that's interesting. And yes, this is the Newt Gingrich that was a congressman forever and ever and ever. He was Speaker of the House at one point. This sounds really, really interesting. And this William Forstchen, I stumble over this guy's name every time. I feel bad. He's a faculty fellow at Montreat College in North Carolina. Got his doctorate from Purdue. And his doctoral dissertation on the 28th USCT was one of the first in-depth studies of a USCT regiment. Cool. Author of more than 40 books. Wow. I'm going to guess he's a little older. I know Gingrich is older. But I didn't pick this one up for me. I picked this one up for my brother. He likes this. He's interested in the Civil War. He likes that kind of historical thing. And that book looks almost new. So I thought, I'll pick it up and I'll add that as an extra for Christmas. Speaking of which, I need to do Christmas shopping because I haven't done it yet. And they'll be here in a month. Because we do our Christmas the weekend before Thanksgiving. Because that's really the only time they have that they can come down during that season. So they come down here the weekend before Thanksgiving. We do Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then they go to her parents on the actual days. So that's fine. So yeah, I got a month. I got to get all this stuff done. And having a job this year, I can actually do presents. More than last year, I made turtles and candy and stuff. And here you go. So yeah, get that out of the way. That was a pretty decent little haul. So there's 1, 2, 3, 7 actual books, and then 13 puzzle books, something like that. So pretty good haul, about 20 items. I don't know if I should open. I got a couple little small packages here. I don't know if I should open them now and make it a combined video or make that its own video. Let's go ahead and add it to this because it's only 2 small things. This, I know it, and I know what both things are, so it's not going to be surprises or anything. This is a t-shirt from Sunshine Sisters. I've hauled stuff from them many, many, many times before. This is their newest Halloween design. Huh. Oh, here you go. Here's a code for $5 off your next order. Use the code SMILE to get $5 off. Thank you for being kind with us. Use the code SMILE for $5 off your next order. Your purchase makes a difference. The Sunshine family is beyond grateful for your help making the world a kinder place. Because of you, we have donated over 50,000 teas and over $100,000 to organizations that are on the same mission as us. We hope you love your Be Kind gear. Keep shining. Serena, Scarlett, and Luke. P.S. Don't forget to tag us in your Be Kind goodies at Shop Sunshine Sisters. When you order, they do donate shirts to various causes. I think right now they're looking at hurricane survivors. Oh, cute! There's a little tie-dyed Be Kind sticker. Almost missed it. I was like, what's that? Because it was laying on the shirt itself. And then this little card. Today you choose to spread sunshine and kindness. Keep it going and pass this card along. And on the back it says, show your kind side. Make someone smile. Give a compliment. Hold the door open. Apologize. Pick up litter. Thank someone. Make someone laugh. Pay it forward. So there's... I know it's really hard to read because my lighting is garbage. And is that better? I don't know. Of course, I mean, I did just read it all to you, so... It's kind of hard to read with being different colors on a pink background. But, you know. And this is the shirt. Well, it doesn't have anything on the back this time. It's a black tie-dye. with this super cute ghost. Instead of be kind, it's boo kind. I'm so happy it arrived before Halloween. Now I got one more thing to put in my rotation. I ordered a bunch of stuff from a place back like October 2nd, and it's the 22nd today, so it's been 3 weeks, and they haven't even shipped it yet. And I'm like, but it's all Halloween stuff. If you don't ship it, there's no way I'll ever be able to get it in time for Halloween. So I'm a little discouraged, but at least this one came, and this one, I knew they were running behind. That they had some shipping delays and things, because right now they're short-staffed. But I was fine with that, because I know their stuff is really good quality. I wear it all the time. You've seen me wearing Be Kind shirts. Matter of fact, just recently you've seen me in my pumpkin shirt from last year, that had the pumpkin face on the front, and on the back it says Be Kind. It has the little ghost on it. I dropped one of the books. Oh, of course, I dropped the one that's falling apart. Okay, and the other thing I have, I redeemed some of my Disney reward points. I just got stuff falling on me all over the place. I can never tear these dumb things, so I'm just going to cut it open. But this is a Blu-ray DVD combo thingy, and it's the 20th anniversary edition of A Nightmare Before Christmas. Woo! Oh, it's got the Frankenweenie short on here. It's got a short film called Vincent. It's got Tim Burton's original poem narrated by Christopher Lee. That's awesome. Commentary behind the scenes, deleted scenes, Jack's Haunted Mansion holiday tour. Yeah, cool. So new features, and it's Blu-ray as well as DVD. What's this? Movie Insiders, Frights and Delights. Oh, a code. Code is single use only. Well, I guess I can't share that then, because I don't want to lose my points. But yeah, it's Disney Movie Insiders. It had a different name originally, but like Disney Movie Rewards or Family Rewards, or I don't know, some kind of something or other rewards. It's Disney Movie Insiders, and if you buy like Disney DVDs, VHS, well, not VHS, DVDs, Blu-rays, what have you, if you go to Disney Movies, you can submit images of your ticket stubs, and they give codes out all the time. You get them in emails. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, all those places. They sent one with my item that I redeemed. If you remember, not terribly long ago, I got that Red Panda plushie. That was another thing that I redeemed points for. So points add up fairly quickly. This was only like, I want to say 450 points. And it added up pretty quickly, because I was down to nothing after the panda. They have all kinds of things. You can get gift cards and Funko Pops and experiences at the various parks. So, I mean, if you're into Disney, it's worth it if you're not already a member. It's free to sign up, and free to gain points, because they'll email you. They're pretty much like, you might get emails as often as once a week. I don't think you normally get anything more than that. About once a week you get an email, and if you get an email, chances are there's a code in there for anywhere from 5 to 25 points. If it's a special event code, sometimes you get like 50 points. You get, like I said, points for going to the theater, and check stub. If you have Disney Plus, you can link your account and get points for being a Disney Plus subscriber. Points, like I said, for buying the Blu-rays and DVDs and such. There'll be a little card inside that you just add that code in, and so it's a pretty good program. I've gotten lots of really cool stuff that way. Uh, I've gotten things like plushies and things that I've given away as gifts to my niece. Um, Although I won't give her the Dumbo one, and that's the one she wants. It's too cute. It's so cute and so soft. And I'm like, no, I can't give that one up. It's mine. Even though she collects elephants and really wants it. I did get her the Dumbo Funko set last year, so, or was it the year before? Whatever year it was, they brought out the Disney Funko or Dumbo Funko box. Had a pop and a pin and all kinds of stuff in it. I got her that. She doesn't need my plushie, right? I'm sure at some point she'll end up with it, but at this point, I want it. I want to keep it. But I have gotten a lot of other stuff through there. I've gotten other movies. I know I got my copy of Something Wicked This Way Comes through there. What else did I get through that? I don't know. I've gotten a lot of things. So it's worth it. There for a while we were going to movies all the time, and we would, I would submit multiple tickets and get points for each ticket. Depending on, like, if it's opening day, you get more points, I think. Or at least that's how it used to be. I haven't done the ticket thing in a while. We either can't afford, or now with the COVID stuff, we're just kind of waiting until things settle down. I don't necessarily get notifications when things are in theaters anyway. And I'm more than happy to just sit at home and stream. Because that way I've got more control over when I watch and what I watch. And if I need to pause it to go to the bathroom, I can. Things like that. So, or to get a snack or to get a drink. Because I always run out of drink in the middle, right? Anyway, that's enough babbling for now. I know I'm behind on my trying to do 31 videos in October. I don't know if it's going to happen at this point. I don't know what else to talk about. That's the problem. I've run out of ideas. I am trying to watch things on Disney Plus, but for some reason my Fire Stick and Disney Plus are fighting right now. I went to watch this week's Dancing with the Stars episode, and it just will not let me. It kicks me out every time. And I don't know if it's going to let me watch anything else or not. I was able to catch up on Quantum Leap on Peacock and on Masked Singer on Hulu, so there's that. I stumbled across a show on Sci-Fi, and it's a new show. It's only got a couple episodes out, and you can stream it on Peacock, I think. Because you can stream most of Sci-Fi on Peacock. It's called Reginald the Vampire, and I've seen most of the first 2 episodes. Of course, I caught it when I was at my client's house, so if he needed something, I had to, leave my show and go do what he needed. But it looks pretty good so far. I'm really interested and intrigued, so I think that may be another suggestion from me of, vampire shows. I still haven't gotten to watch Interview with the Vampire yet. And unless I break down and get AMC Plus, I don't think I'm going to get to. I had AMC Plus for a while. And then when I wasn't working, I got rid of it. Because why pay for something I wasn't watching and really couldn't afford? So, it is what it is. Maybe I'll go back to it eventually. I'm kind of waiting until the end of Walking Dead, and then I'll just binge watch season 11. But I can do that by waiting for it to come out on DVD and getting it through the library. So it's not like I have to, But I am intrigued about Interview with the Vampire. I hear it has really pushed the gay overtones in the TV show, where they kind of pulled back from it in the movie. It's there in the book, but when I read the book, didn't know much about that kind of thing, and I wasn't really picking up on it that much. Yeah, it was there, but I wasn't clued in, you know? But now that I know more about the various LGBT things, I'm thinking I probably ought to read it again, and maybe I'll pick up on it more and see, what I think it is, and versus what other people say it is, versus how it's portrayed in the movies and the show and what have you. I think that would be an interesting thing to check out. I loved the book. Out of the whole Anne Rice Vampire Chronicles, or at least the 3 that I read, Interview was my favorite, Lestat second. I hated Queen of the Damned. And by that point, I was just burned out and was like, no, I'm not reading Tale of the Body Thief. And I haven't gone any farther. Now there's, a ton of books in that series. 10, 12 at least? Maybe more? I don't know how many there are. There's a lot. And then she said she wasn't going to write any more of them, and then she brought out a whole new section of them. So, yeah. It is what it is, right? God, I say that so much lately. Why do I keep saying that? It's becoming a catchphrase or something. I'm not sure I like it. Anyway, I'm going to leave you off here. Remember to do all the YouTubey things. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Ring the bell icon to be notified of future uploads. Maybe. We're up to 68 subscribers. So slowly but surely, we're building our little family here. I had somebody subscribe recently and leave me a little message on one of the videos. So welcome. Welcome to everybody who has subscribed. I'm really happy that you find me worthy of watching. I don't do anything special. I don't edit. I just come on here and babble and look like a mess. And every so often I bring my son on, and he's a little weird. I'm a little weird. So, it runs in the family. So I don't know if he's the draw or if it's me. But whatever, I'm glad that you think we're worthy of your attention. If you want just my son, his channel is Neko Fluttershy. It's in the title of a whole bunch of my videos, so you can see how it's spelled. He does video games and My Little Pony stuff and random whatever. Heavy on the profanity, so if you don't like profanity, I would avoid his channel. I mean, it sneaks out occasionally here, but I try to keep it PG. Should I do a book review of it? I don't know that actually I would do a good one, because I did kind of sleep through part of it, and I'm not going to go back and redo it. It was long and it was weird. There's my review. Personally, I think it could have been trimmed a little bit. I liked a few of the elements in it, but for the most part, it was long and it was weird. And it was fine. It's a 3-star for me. When he gets overly descriptive, like he has a tendency to do, Stephen King, it kind of pushes me away from the books. I like his shorter books because they're a little more to the point and not dragged out so much. So for me, Stephen King, books like Misery and Pet Sematary and Cujo and Carrie, I liked those more, but they're also vastly shorter. It was almost 1,200 pages for it, and I didn't think I was ever going to get it done. The audiobook was over 45 hours, and I read it on 2x speed, so I'm still over 20 hours listening. So there was no way I could do it in a day like I do most of my books. I had to do 2 to 3 days of listening, and of course it had to go back to the library, and I had to wait for them to send it back to me to finish it off, and it was just a whole ordeal. So, yeah. But I'm not factoring that part into the whole 3 stars. It's just, for me, too much overly descriptive. I like more left to the imagination, I guess. And there were so many characters that it kind of got bogged down at times. Because there's the 7 kids of the Losers Club, and then there were like 3 or 4 bullies, and then there was like some of the adults that were involved, and then when they became adults, then there was like their spouses and things that, okay, now you're getting, it's too big. I like the smaller stories. Misery, 2 main characters, and it was a tighter story. I think that's why I liked it more. That, and it's one of my favorite movies out there. So anyway, see, I've now babbled an extra 5 minutes that you didn't need. Okay, so I'm getting out of here. I already did my spiel about, like and subscribe and all that crap. So if you're going to, you're going to. If you're not, you're not. I'm not going to force you to do it. It's your choice, right? So I think we're going to leave it here, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.